Hey Starshine, how are you? I'm TK, and today I will play House on the Hill, which it looks like it's a browser text-based version of Betrayal on House on the Hill, which is a board game, and I'm vaguely familiar with it. I've never played it myself, but it always looked really interesting. So I want to give this a go. See what it's like. Warnings? Okay, the game you're about to play contains character death and descriptions of various murdery things, descriptions of uncleanliness, mention of needles, mention of vomiting, strong language not suitable for young children, intense and sometimes startling music. I'm gonna just turn the volume down a bit. Mentions of domestic abuse, the existential dread of having to play tedious board games, general spoopiness. Please use discretion if you are uncomfortable with these things. This game does not contain jump scares. Bless you. Graphic imagery, all spoofs are text and sound. Though, I mean, if there's loud noises, wouldn't that be, or startling music or whatever, wouldn't that technically be a jump scare? Best play with headphones, under low lighting conditions. Nope. Or in the same room as some friends playing a board game. Okay. So, how to play, I already looked at this. Press and red links, spacebar with the arrows, number keys to make an option. Spacebar will sometimes press the first one, so don't just spacebar through everything. Dark shapes flash by through gosh. Gotta get spooky, come on. Dark shapes flash by, though the window, through the window of the car is through. It's supposed to be through the window of the car. Every so often, a flicker of light registers in the distance, before being enveloped in the shadows of trees once more. You and your cohorts have been on the road for quite some time, but your journey is nearly over. If the steep incline of the road you're traveling on is anything to gauge by. The car's radio admits nothing but a constant hum of static, and you look at the three shadows that surround you in the adjacent seats. Everyone's eyes are glued to the road as you wind deeper into the forest. Nothing matters now but arriving at your destination. Eventually, you hear gravel crunch under your tires, and your car slows to a crawl and stops. Everyone shuffles out of the car. You slam the door behind you and stretch a little bit. Being cooped up in that clunky old station wagon has left you quite cramped. Soon you realize that your travel mates are looking at something up ahead. You turn to see the spectacle in front of you. Finally, your journey has come to an end, but your night is only beginning. You have reached the house on the hill. I like that pixely graphic look. It's nice. First of all, who will you be? Zoe Ingstrom, 8, she, her. Jenny Leclerc, I think you would say that, Leclerc. 21, she, her. Viv Lopez, 42, they, them. Professor Josiah Longfellow, 57, he, him. That is quite the mix of ages there. I kind of want to go with the 8-year-old because that sounds like it would be fun to be a little kid. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the 8-year-old. Where's Zoe? Oh, okay. So we get to look at all the stats. Wow. Zoe Ingstrom, age 8, she, her. I guess, wait, I don't get these because they're not like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just, I'm not entirely sure what's up with that, but okay. Zoe likes to play in her room with her dolls. Each doll has its own name, family, history, pets, and everything else a doll needs to be happy. Zoe helps her dolls play out little dramas, mostly happy ones, but sometimes the dolls get mad at each other and hit. Not that daddies would ever hit mommies. That doesn't happen. Leastways, you're not supposed to talk about it when it does, so Zoe plays with her dolls. It was all fun and games until the dolls started whispering to her. They told Zoe secrets of their past lives. They told her of the invisible things that lurk everywhere, waiting to do bad things to people. It was not long after that the funny old man came to visit Zoe and ask for her help. There's a house, he told her. It's full of mysterious things. You and your dolls can help solve the mystery. Mommy and Daddy said to never go with strangers, but her dolls said this one was okay, so it shouldn't be bad, right? Zoe's greatest fear is the boogeyman, whoever he is. Do you wish to play as Zoe? I do, but let me go back. I wanted to see everybody else. Jenny Leclerc, age 21, she, her. Again, numbers that don't quite make sense to me. Jenny is a quiet girl. She loves soccer, but sometimes she's too shy to cooperate with her teammates the way she should. Jenny's greatest pleasure is curling up alone in a tiny place reading a gigantic book. The older the book, the better. The books keep her from dwelling on her mother's disappearance. That day 14 years ago when Mom went to the grocery store and never came back, leaving Jenny alone forever. But Jenny knew that it wasn't just a case of runaway mother. There were too many occurrences left unexplained. Why did she leave her shopping list behind? And why were the corners burnt? Why did the rest of her family only seem to produce hazy recollections of the lady that they knew so well before? And why did the ghostly image of Mom keep appearing out of the corner of her eye, only to disappear when she turned to look? Lately, the images of her mother have become more tangible. She remembered the day that the professor approached her, asking her to come on this expedition to the old house on the hill. I can't promise anything about saving your mother, he said, but I know that your sight may come in handy in this research I am about to embark upon. If this proves to be a success, I'll see what I can do. Jenny's greatest fear is being trapped in a crowd or lost out in the open. Do you wish to play as Jenny? She does sound interesting, but I'm still kind of thinking Zoe. Viv Lopez, age 42, they, them. Numbers I don't get. Viv's perfect day is to get up, have coffee and donuts, and then ride one of their horses all day. Unfortunately, they don't get to spend too many days like that, since they're so busy trying to keep their little used bookstore from going under. Some days they get so frustrated that they just feel like burning the place down, or maybe just burning down the little shed out back, or the school. But they'd never do anything like that. Still, sometimes they have nightmares about striking the match. Until one day, after a fitful night's sleep dreaming about the bookstore ablaze, they awoke to find out on the news that part of the bookstore's roof had caught fire in the night. No significant damage was done, but Viv had to wonder, did they somehow cause this themselves? The professor who called them the next day seemed to think so. Your powers are only beginning to manifest, but if you don't learn to control them, it won't end up pretty. I could possibly help you, but I would first need a hand in a project I'm working on. Viv's greatest fear is of fire, and their fascination with it. Do you wish to play as Viv? Oh my gosh, all these characters are pretty interesting. Okay, last one. Professor Josiah Longfellow, 57, he, him. So Professor Longfellow, all of them overall with the numbers seem kind of middle, but I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to be reading these. I don't know. Professor Longfellow is very proud of his aristocratic roots. His family used to have money, at least until his father lost it all on gambling and alcohol. The professor still lives with his aging mother in the rundown Victorian that used to be the finest house in town. His father disappeared one day, ran out. His mother has a rather large life insurance policy, but of course, he doesn't want to collect on it anytime soon, no matter how nice the money would be. In the meantime, the professor has thrown himself headfirst into researching the supernatural. He seemed to discover a knack for being in the right place at the right time to witness strange events and meet strange people. And through meticulously planning, he has now brought together 3 of these strange people to investigate goings-on of this mysterious mansion on top of a large hill overlooking the town. The professor's greatest fear is that he will lose everything he has, proving to everyone that he is no better than his father. Do you wish to play as Professor Longfellow? I think I'm going to go with my first choice, and I'm going to play Zoe. You stand in front of the house and look up at its big and looming shape. You clutch Amelia, the one doll you brought with you, tightly for comfort. The professor turns to you and notices that you seem a little apprehensive. He attempts a warm smile on his gaunt face and reaches out to hold your hand. You take it. It's going to be okay, he says, although even with the darkness shrouding his facial features, you can detect an uneasiness about him. He turns to the other two in your group and motions with his free hand. Let's go in. You take a minute for the professor to ram open the door, but it's not long before the old wood gives in to the force and you're in the house. You can sense that the room you've entered is big, but the darkness keeps you from making out any details. You watch as Viv, the one with the lantern, searches on the wall for a light switch. To your surprise, the light flickers on in the old house. Although very dim, they provide enough light to make out the general shape of the room. It's a hallway with many doors and a grand staircase on the other end. The air is stale, and you feel as if the dust in the air is clinging to the inside of your lungs. We're in, the professor says. Now we need to cover ground in here as fast as possible. Let's split up. If you find anything out of the ordinary, find me immediately. You don't split up! You never split up! Zoe, say you don't split up! No! You nod, and the group scatters quietly throughout the house. Zoe Instrom. Ground floor, movement left 4. You find yourself in the entrance hall. Here, actually, let me open the menu first. Okay. Alright, so you find yourself in the entrance hall. The door to the outside stands behind you, heavy and ornate. Beyond is a hallway decorated with expensive-looking furniture and wallpaper that has begun to peel off the walls. Okay. Head north further down the hall. Head east through a door. Head west through a door. Space and your turn in the entrance hall. Let's take... Oh gosh, I'm concerned. Okay, so I'm gonna go through a door. East or west, east or west. Let's go with west. Okay, movement left 3. You find yourself in the dining room. A long, elegant table stretches out before you. A silvery candelabra sits at its center. Although it is old and tarnished, with ancient candles melted over the top. Dishes are set out, but the plates have no food. A large silver platter with a lid over it sits at one end of the table, but you'd rather not touch it. Okay, so head north through a door, head east through a door. So going east would just send me right back, so I guess north through a door? 2 movements. You find yourself in the ballroom. This is the biggest room in the house you've seen yet. A dusty, broken chandelier hangs from the tall ceiling. You feel a little nervous standing under it. The only other item... Oh, don't stand under it. The only other item of note in this room is a grand piano that sits in a lonely corner. The thing is decrepit. The keys are chipped, and it's missing several strings. Okay, so don't go south, because that's where it came from. Oh my gosh, there's so many doors. Okay, let's go north. You walk through the door, and before your brain can process that there is no floor, you are falling. Oh no. You slide down a metal chute. The wall's too slippery for you to stop yourself, or to grab onto anything. With a soft flump, you finally make a landing. You look around and find yourself on a pile of soot. It's gotten all over your hands, your clothes, and your hair. You suddenly realize you lost your grip on Amelia during the fall, and you look around for her wildly. You find her sitting a couple feet away, unharmed in the fall, about just as dirty as you are. Can you hear that? There's sawing outside. I'm gonna go close the window. Give me a second. Alright, back. Okay. You pick her up, stroke her hair, and whisper an apology for dropping her. She doesn't say anything back, but her glass eyes close a little, in a manner that suggests she's unbothered by the ordeal. You brush off what you can of the soot and take in your new surroundings. Looks like you found a way into the basement. You can't go back the way you came, so it might be a good idea to look around for a way back up. Oh, we're in the basement. That's not good. One movement left. You find yourself in the basement landing. The room is sparse, save for a pile of soot you landed on. The floor is a cold, hard stone surface, and the walls are slabs of dirty, cracked concrete. The doorways in this room don't have any doors attached to them, only passages into darkness. Head north through a doorway, head east through a doorway, while west. I only have one movement left. Let's head west. You find yourself in the vault room. Half the room is taken up by a massive metal box. It looms over you, almost touching the ceiling. A large, complicated-looking lock mechanism is attached to the front of the door. You can only imagine what sort of treasures the vault contains inside. I don't want to know. And my turn, I guess. You end your turn in the vault room. Gaze at the vault in front of you and its large, complicated lock. It looks unwieldy and obtuse. Like a lot of deep thought would have to go into figuring out how it works. Do you wish to attempt to unlock the vault? I don't really want to. I feel like nothing is going to be able to do anything. So I'm going to go with no. A sickeningly feeling washes over you. You're compelled to look at the ceiling for some reason, and you gasp in terror at the sight that greets you. Blood seeping from the cracks in the walls and oozing down to the floor. Soon the whole room is coated in red, and the thick liquid pools around your feet. You blink and the vision is gone. The walls return to their normal state. You collect yourself and regain some sanity. Okay, does that mean... Okay, I don't think... Did anything change our sanity? I don't know. I think it was a 5 before. You find yourself in the vault room. I have 4 movements. Half of the room is taken up by a massive... Yes, so that's the same. So the only thing I can do is go back the way I came. So I'm back in the basement landing. Let's go north this time. You find yourself in the gymnasium. The workout equipment that greets you in this room is a bit startling in the sense that it's probably the most modern-looking thing you've seen in the house thus far. It is all dusted over and hardly used. Okay, so I came through south, so let's go east. Find yourself in the wine cellar. Barrels and bottles line the walls in racks. The scent of fermented grapes wafts through the air, combining with the mustiness of the basement. One barrel has been smashed, and a sticky red juice covers the floor. Which way did I come from? I came from east, so I guess keep going east. You find yourself in front of a chasm. I'm stuck in front of a chasm? At some point there had to be a floor here, but his lawn crumbled in the middle and given way to a large pit. You peer down, you can't see the bottom. You also don't like the low ambient groan that seems to faintly come from below. I have to end my turn here? You're on your turn in the chasm. Okay. Okay, well, at least nothing happens, so Head east across the chasm? Do I want to risk crossing the chasm? But if I go back... we're gonna risk it. Go across the chasm. Oh, the dark abyss stretches before you. The only thing connecting the two sides is a rickety rope bridge. You inspect the bridge and come to the conclusion that crossing would be doable, but highly dangerous. You swiftly trek across the bridge, trying to make your steps as light and delicate as possible. You reach the other side without incident. Whew! Okay, you find yourself in the kitchen. Why is the kitchen in the basement? It's outright disgusting in here. The smell of rotten food overwhelms you. Dirty dishes are piled on the counters. The floor looks like it's layered with grease, more so around the stove. Rusted pots, pans, and knives hang from racks on the walls. Insects seem to crawl out of every corner. I have to go back the way I came? Ugh, gosh darn it. Okay, well, at least I don't have to go... It wasn't a risk of going over the rope bridge again. Go back to the wine cellar, I guess. And... I guess go back into... Oh, wait, I'm in the chasm again? How did I end up in the chasm again? Wait. Okay, wait. West through the door. Wine cellar, west through the door. I just got mixed up. Then head south. And then back in the basement landing. And then the only one I haven't done is west, right? No, I'm back in the vault room. No, I don't want to. East. Keep going east. I'm not good with directions. Find yourself in the operating laboratory. A rickety hospital bed sits in the middle of the room, surrounded by counters filled with old medical equipment. The mint green paint is peeling off the walls, and everything appears to be stained with either rust or you don't want to think about it. Guess we're going south. Find yourself in the servants' quarters. Several meager beds are arranged throughout the room, spaced around drawers and cabinets. An assortment of personal items are scattered around the place. I kind of want to check out those items. Can I end my turn here? You stand in this room. A subtle sense of unease begins to enter your body. The feeling grows from unease to nervousness, from nervousness to fear, from fear to absolute dread. You've heard it said to always trust your gut, and what yours is telling you now is that something bad is about to happen. Damn it, an omen room so early in the game. I can't believe we're starting off the game with such bad luck. Well, I mean, the early haunt roll... with the early haunt rolls, the odds are very, very slim that will actually trigger the traitor and such. It's still gross. Ugh, why did I agree to play this game with you guys? Because you were the one who chose all the games that we played last time we had game night. I'm sick of Codenames. Codenames is an excellent game. It's quick and easy and suitable for 4 players. I have to agree with you there. Do not slander the good name of Codenames in my house. Ugh, whatever. Just make the haunt roll. How many dice do you roll for the haunt again? It's all 8. If the total is higher than the number of haunt tiles revealed, then we're safe. If not, then we're going to pull out all the manuals and start the haunt. Alright then. No haunt. See, I told you there was nothing to worry about. You should be paying more attention to keeping your stats up. Let me play the game myself, smartass. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Alright, so. Let's go away then. I came in through the south door, so head east. You open the door to find a set of stairs beyond to lean upward. Do you wish to follow them? Yes, hopefully those go upstairs. The stairs wind their way upward until you reach a wood panel. With a little bit of nudging, you manage to push it aside, revealing a secret passage into the foyer. You step into the foyer, now with new knowledge that there's another way down into the basement. I don't know if there is another, because that's the only way I found out of the basement. Well, sans falling in through a door, but you can't exactly go up it. You find yourself in the foyer. You imagine that the foyer would have looked really nice in its heyday, but the state it's in now is saddening. The rug under your feet is ripped and moth-eaten, and the air reeks of mold, probably growing in a distant corner. Creaky floorboards prevent you from any advantage stealth might lend you. Why would I need to be stealthy? Okay, so I can go down the stairs, but obviously I don't wanna go back down there. I can go further down the hall. I can go back down the hall. I can go through a door. Let's head further down the hall. Okay, you find yourself in front of a grand staircase. A wide set of stairs leading upward stands before you. The dark wooden banister is intricately carved with creatures, lions, bears, dragons, wolves, to name a few. I kind of want to go upstairs. Let's go upstairs. You find yourself in the foyer. You met... What? What? How did I end up in... I went up the stairs, didn't I? Well, fine. I'm gonna go west through a door. Oh no, I'm in the ballroom. Something catches your eye at the other end of the ballroom. As you approach, you sigh, as it only turns out to be a massive curtain of cobwebs in front of a simple closet door. Intrigued about what may be inside the closet, you brush the cobwebs aside, only to find that they stick to your arm. You wave your arm a bit. Why would you don't touch cobwebs, they don't get off your arm. You wave your arm a bit in an attempt to get the cobwebs off, but it only makes things worse. The more and more you struggle under the stickiness of the web, the more it traps you. You wiggle and thrash about, but any movement you make seems to get you stuck even further, until you are completely immobile. You guess you can regain your strength for now, and try again in a bit, but for now you're stuck fast. Oh no, you find yourself in the ballroom! I can't do anything! And my turn there, I guess. You're still stuck in the webs. You try again and break free from the webs. You wiggle and thrash about, but to break free. But to no avail. You guess you can regain your strength for now and try again in a bit. But for now, you are stuck fast. What else am I supposed to do? Maybe if I had an item, but I have nothing. Oh gosh. I'm gonna be stuck here forever. To no avail. There's nothing else I can do. Okay, you try again to break free from the webs. You wiggle and thrash about until, by some stroke of luck, you suddenly break free of the webs. Once released, the webs seem to dissolve into the air. You'll steer clear from all webs from now on. At least there wasn't like a big man-eating spider. So north falls down. I came from south last time, I think. So let's go west. You find yourself in the chapel. Every step you take in the chapel echoes on the smooth tile floor. All the pews are dusty and worn. You can see that some of the kneelers have come off their hinges. In the daylight, you assumed that the tall Gothic windows would be glittering with rainbow-stained glass, but here in the night, they're just portals into the void. Okay, well, I can't do anything, so go back the way I came. So east? I'm in the foyer. South along the hall. Entrance hall again. Ah, jeez. Let's go east. I think I went west last time, didn't I? In the gardens. You feel a soft breeze as you find yourself outside, winding along a gravel garden path. What used to be a lush landscape is now gnarled and overgrown, full of thorny weeds that you navigate around. East through a gate? Find yourself in the graveyard, of course! Through a gate at the end of the gardens, you come across a less overgrown plot of land filled with crookedly placed headstones. They're too weather-beaten to make out any of the names. To your relief, none of the graves seem tampered with. No one has been breaking in. Or out. Alright, head back. You move to leave the graveyard, but hear a whisper behind you. When you turn back around, you do not see anyone. Again, a whisper slips through the air, but you cannot see or pinpoint a source. Suddenly, a cacophony of whispers invade your mind, somehow quiet yet too loud all at once. You press your hands to your head, trying to shake loose the myriad of voices. You cry out, and the whispers cease. Ooh, creepy!